This AI token is literally defining the odds of gravity at this point in time. The upside seems to be limitless. I'm going to go over exactly why the Venice AI, the VVV token, has done 110% in 30 days time period, has doubled since we started talking about it here on the channel. And I'm also go over why I think this thing still has more upside in it with data-driven facts, as well as just comparing it to the overall AI market. I think that this thing still has upside. I don't think that you're too late for this token. Here would be my strategy if you're looking to take advantage of the upside on Venice. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. As always, guys, be sure to drop down below. If you're enjoying the content here on In the Game, be sure to drop down, hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel for more every single day here on In the Game. Monday through Friday, we have you covered with everything you need to win in crypto in 2026. And of course, a big shout out to our sponsors down below in the description. You can check out Blowfin, Blowfin down below, no KYC, and we're running a $100,000 trading competition at this moment. You can hit the link down below and join the competition. I believe we are in the final week of that competition. Let's go ahead and dive right into the video, guys. Obviously, the overall market's looking great. We have Bitcoin up 11% on the 30-day time period. We're seeing altcoins start to really gain momentum. We have Sol up 15%, almost reclaiming that $100 mark. We have stuff like Cardano even up 11%, Zcash up 36%, TON up 61% on the weekly, Sui up 40% on the weekly. We have Near Protocol up 20% on the weekly, BitTensor Tau up 15% on the weekly. So overall, the market is looking great, but we're seeing money flow into the quality altcoins. And our thesis is really playing out that these high level alts that have a good social climate around them currently, the attention economy, the money's flowing right into these things. And just the other day, we started to see the Venice token actually on the Ansem and Banks, their new market bubble or whatever the case is. They were talking about the Venice token. I was actually kind of nervous that that could be a top signal, but we saw another leg of upside today. And we see here $17.84 on the Venice token. This thing is outperforming basically everything else in the market right now. And it still feels undervalued because we're going to look at the holders in just a moment as to why I don't think this is anywhere near on everybody's radar. Like, yes, VVV is starting to spread on Twitter, but I don't think that this thing has topped in the slightest. Let's just jump into it. I tweeted this 5 days ago. I said that VVV was on a straight up path to $20 short term. Well, on that day, the 6th, this thing was at $12. What time of the day did I tweet this? 11:48 a.m. on May 6th. So this thing was at $11. And there were even people in the comments that said, 20 is, I wouldn't say 20, 20 might be a little bullish in the short term, but this thing literally looks like it's on a magnet run up to $20. And it just feels like that would be the correct pricing in the short term, given the market cap of 800 million. I think this deserves to catch up, if not eclipse, and go ahead and pass Render in circulating market cap. And as we know, Render is the third largest AI token at $1 billion. I would not be surprised to see this actually eclipse it. And I'm not talking like ICP. I don't really declare that a strict AI token. So take that for what you will. In my opinion, Render is the third ranked AI coin. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Venice overtake this in the coming days, to be completely honest with you, the way that this thing is moving. And I absolutely love the founder of Venice, Eric Voorhees, talking about whether AI and crypto are following the same adoption arc. Now, on this channel, I've really been diving deep into AI altcoins. I think that AI is one of the must-have sectors in your portfolio in 2026. I think that you need to have exposure into AI tokens. And I think if you don't, you're going to really miss the boat. And if you just look at the broader scale, what's happening in the world, I think it makes sense to take advantage of the upside in AI and crypto. We saw that first wave of iteration of low market cap stuff that a lot of them did rug pull, but these high level elite projects like Venice, like Render, like BitTensor, they're here to stay. day, and they're proving it with their product. But we have Eric Voorhees saying AI has had 80 years of academic history, but never broke through until ChatGPT. Crypto didn't have that head start, and it's still not completely mainstream. So he's saying that AI is still going to have a high trajectory, but the crypto side of it, it has an even higher trajectory because of the fact it didn't have that head start. I mean, even when I was growing up, stuff like iRobot, Terminator, all this stuff, that's kind of AI-ish at the same time, right? So this has had a head start in conceptualization. And we look here, VVV's on an absolute tear, has jumped 80% in the last week. This is now 100% as of recording this. When I see such booms in larger caps, I wonder who the buyers or accumulators are of the token. The pattern is interesting. So retail aren't aggressively buying because they think it's going to be a bad RR in the short term. The small holders are steadily rising. Whale holders are the ones that are aggressively buying, and the mid-tier holders are starting to sell despite hovering around that all-time high. It seems like the big money actually sees the value in where this token's going to go. The mid tiers are the ones that are taking profits, and the retail holders, you know, they're kind of scared to continue to buy, but the big money is coming into this token. And we can see that because the volume over the last 24 hours is $104 million. I think that there's so much more upside to be had with this token over the course of this bull run. DM and Ask Venice pool opens up this week with initial cap of 100 DM. So this is a yield mechanism with their new token in the ecosystem, which is called DM. And you can see Eric Voorhees talking about this. So Venice is privacy and AI layered together, which is also why I think this has such explosive upside. Venice is a private, uncensored version of ChatGPT with crypto ethos. DM token holders. So if you hold their secondary token, the DM token, you get $1 per day of free compute, zero marginal cost interference for agents. So Venice is exactly what ChatGPT aims to be, but completely private, decentralized. You know, there's no entity behind it taking your data, etc. Crypto is actually just being built for the AI robots. Humans were always awkward with it. Agents won't be. So this is kind of what he's looking at as far as the Venice convergence thesis. And you look at the ecosystem map. The ecosystem's pretty straightforward. You have stuff like Venice, which is on an astronomical run. Like just looking at this chart, it's absolutely insane. And I have to say, I'm not endorsing you. There's always comments that will say this. And people told me this at $8 that I was too late. Absolutely, we were not too late. We've done 100% on this token since then. Here's what I'll have to say. I'm not endorsing that you go buy this token. Like just straight up, I think it has run a ton. I think if you're just going to ape in here, you should do it very wisely with maybe a small amount of your overall capital. That way, if it does dip, you can DCA. I want to get that out in the clear. You have missed 100% run over the last month. So don't go ape in your entire portfolio on this. But I do think this has so much more room to grow. I mean, it's still 20% undervalued versus render, or actually 25% undervalued versus render. This thing is currently triple, about 2.5x below near protocol, and is about 4.5x undervalued versus BitTins or Tau. So definitely has more upside to go in the future, whether that's tomorrow, whether that's next week, whatever the case is. But you can look at the ecosystem here and actually see, okay, what's building with the ecosystem. So we have official projects, which is Venice and Diem, which is their secondary token, official partnerships, Strike Robot, Dolphin, Bonfires, Ward, Morpheus, Open Router, Hyperbolic, and Fleek. These 5 have tokens, and I'm seeing people draw interest into the Dolphin token. I have not bought any of these secondary tokens, but just looking overall at the ecosystem, if you feel like you have missed the Venice run, this is where I'd be looking. So we have Min, who's been on an absolute tear as far as the market. This project allows anyone with an NVIDIA GPU to earn money by renting their processing power via the network. Maybe the best AI coin, he says the best AI coins seem to live on Base. We also see a very low cap in the ecosystem, which is one of the non-partners. But if you look on chain, it looks like it has something to do with Eric Voorhees, the founder of Venice. This is CyberRen. I'm going to call it CyberRen for just simplicity purposes. It's CyberRen with a 3 as the E's. This thing's a $3.9 million market cap, and it has been on a big run. but it feels like nobody really is paying attention to this thing. And quietly, it's done 136% in the last 7 days. Take it for what you will. This is an interesting one. I actually hold zero. So, you know, grain of salt. I'm just looking across the ecosystem. This might have a ton of upside given the fact that it does have roots to Eric Voorhees. If you look at the wallet, a lot of these transactions are going back and forth to, you know, different wallets here. But at the same time, this thing only launched a month and 30 days ago. So very new token, very low market cap. And if Venice continues to run, like if we actually see $20, I don't know why this coin wouldn't potentially do another 100% from here. That's just the way I'm looking at it. And look, I think that Venice AI has a chance to become maybe eclipsing Render, maybe even getting up there competing with Near Protocol. In the long term, especially if we get a bull run, maybe we see Tau hit brand new all-time highs. Maybe it goes to $10 billion. Well, I would not be surprised to potentially see Venice at $5 billion. That's another 6x from here. That's 500% an upside for anyone who was to get involved, even from this time period. So I'm not going to give you moon math or anything like that. I do think that this token has a ton of upside moving forward. And I really wouldn't be surprised to see this become one of the largest overall AI tokens in the entire space, given the trajectory that it's on. I mean, this chart when it comes to trading is just absolutely insane. Yeah, what a trajectory this thing's on. And I do want to mention quickly, this is a platform I am testing out currently. I don't have a lot of liquidity on it, but this is the Legend Trade platform. It's like social media and trading together. You can follow people. You can see their trades transparently. You can follow extremely profitable traders, just like social media. They can post their thesis on trades. Very interesting platform. It's kind of like esports meets trading. I'll leave a link down below. I literally have minimal capital in here currently. I'm just going to play around with it in the short term, but I might end up moving a lot of my trades over here. So if you want to follow my trades and action on margin, of course, you can link down below. I'll leave a link for Legend Trade for you guys in the description. I just think it's a really cool platform. You can scroll through here. You can start to see these different positions, people coming in and out. You can see people who are absolutely crushing it. On P&L. This guy's up 55K over the course of this week. This guy went from 1K to 10K. So really interesting platform. I did want to plug that in because I might start trading on here. And if I do, you can follow all of my action utilizing Legend Trade. So I will see you guys on the next video. Look, overall, I think that Venice has more upside from here. People called me crazy at $8. They might call me crazy today, but I would not be surprised to see $20 over the rest of the week. So guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel down below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. As always, trade responsibly, my friends. And of course, stay bullish, my friends.